Oh, hi there, hey there, hi diddly do there. Hello, what's up, what's up, what's up? Oh, excuse me for a minute. Alright now, let me read for you about, the Shadows of the Arcana once more. We're up to the ninth one. Alright, it's the bottom of the ninth. Only appropriate since we have off music in the background. Alright, the Crime Lord, which is the shadow of the full Arcana. Again, as the controller of the Destiny to Evil. World's mustache. Which coincidentally the Crime Lord does have. Alright now. Right now, hold on. The Crime Lord was one of the first major villains Indumati fought. Well, I mean, technically speaking, he wasn't the actual first villain, but he was the first major threat, I should say. Before that, it was mostly about he kind of united all the. Oh wait, actually, we're about to go into that. All right, he was one of the first major threats that Indumati fought against during the Wonderland Underworld Octopus 8 arc. Yeah, that's where 8 different crime groups kind of united together after Indumati and her friends kind of stomped on their operations and made them really salty. So a mysterious benefactor kind of showed up and was like, "Hey, I could unite all you guys, and then we could and then you guys could rule the city together." Yeah, back when she was starting as a superhero and starting off in St. Joan, dealing with the mafia, that was stealing people's dreams and ambitions and ideas from them via their dream space, which was part of the Knave of Hearts deal. Yeah, hey, past. As well as doing more physical shakedowns and operations for money. But part of it is the reason why Mirabelle exists. Yeah, she has kind of a sad backstory. I will get to that someday. I will. Eventually, this would bring Indumati to a true mastermind behind it all. A being with a twirlable mustache, a white top hat, and a monocle, and a white cape with many eyes swirling around inside of it. That was a bit off. This was the first appearance of one of the traders of the Goddess of Creation, also known as which called themselves the Ascended, in Indumati's timeline. His goal was to lead people to embrace a life of crime, either because of greed or ambition, or because of desperation and thinking someone was to blame. His true arts are based on different types of crimes and criminology. He had in time past not only crime but oppression to lead inferior beings in his eyes, to become the very monsters feared by and that ruled society, to justify the coming purge that the Muse of Darkness wanted. For in his mind, it proved how utterly rotten those inferior beings truly were. Though he also created the problems and the systems that reinforced things that led people down dangerous paths and ultimately to their demise as part of his goal to control people's lives and destinies to this evil desperation. Later, when he was banished to the Abyss for his crimes, it would become the leader, the dark ruler of the accursed dead. Selfish and cruel spirits filled with resentment, hatred, greed, and entitlement and fear, which the Crime Lord came to manipulate, and when it finally became freed from the Abyss by the mad psychologist known as Professor Spectre, who was an agent of Red Moon, Professor Spectre's goal was to study the results of fear that would result from unleashing the accursed dead upon the Holiday Lands, as part of Red Moon's design. But in exchange, Red Moon, kind of assigned him to, unleash people from the Abyss with the stolen key to the Abyss, which is basically a hell dimension where, very bad people end up when they die. Like actual bad people. Yeah. And basically, Professor Spectre was working with Red Moon simply to study the results of fear it would cause in the Holiday Lands, a land of joy and mirth where holidays were our nations and their ideas and practices and deeply held beliefs. It would lead the accursed dead, and the Crime Lord would lead the accursed dead to bring crime and terror and despair. Before at the end, even at the end, even with the war against the Krampus himself, which was an event that happened which was an event that happened during the Holiday Lands arc. Even after Krampus himself was defeated, and the Krampus was driven himself to punish the naughty of the world. Whether they truly deserve the punishment or not. But killer toys an eternal cold, endless winter, and never Christmas. The crime lord himself and his accursed dead army would eventually be stopped forever by Indumati evening nights. Right, sorry, I almost misspoke. By Indumati evening nights, and its reign of terror would be ended for good. And that would be the end of the Crime Lord. By the way, I should tell you that the Crime Lord is kind of inspired by, Mr. Crime. Yeah, he's kind of freemium. It's kind of one of those, non-copyright infringing, supervillains from, back in the day. Yeah, he's like copyright free. So I thought, hey, why not repurpose him into the Crime Lord? I mean, he's already practically a demon inside of his lore, with him being kind of a devil in the shoulder. And, kind of being on the side of crime itself. So I thought, with him, I thought, why not make something like that into something related to the full Arcana? Since the full Arcana, when it's right side up, it's kind of a path. It's kind of seen as a journeyman or a beginning to someone's journey. But I guess upside down, in this perspective, it could be seen as, say, a bit of a turn for the worst in such a journey, huh? Anyway, I thank you guys. And I will go look for somebody to raid right now. And I thank you guys for being here. You are all very, very lovely people. By the way, thank you for the head pats. I highly appreciate that. I appreciate that. Ooh. Alright, let's raid Remy the Witch. I believe that's how you spell it. Oh yeah, there we go. By the way, thank you for being here, past. Alright, if you want... Alright, whoop. No, is anybody frozen? Oh well, that's okay. Oh wow, I got unfrozen. Nice. Alright, see you later, and remember to fly like bat and shine like the moon for what your stuffed dreams are made of. Bye-bye now. Moonbat raid, there we go. Goodbye. Oh, excuse me.